Most people exercise, far fewer actually train, and the difference matters more than most people think. Exercise is movement, it feels good, it keeps you healthy, and there's nothing wrong with it, but training implies something more. There's a purpose behind it, an intent. You're not just moving, you're trying to change something specific. What we see constantly is people who are willing to put in real effort but have no clear picture of what they're actually working towards. They show up, they work hard, oftentimes genuinely really hard, but without a target, the effort doesn't stack the way it should. If you don't have a clear goal, you don't really have a training program. You just have a schedule that you're keeping. When there's no clear goal, something else is going to fill that space, and it's usually one of two things. The first is noise. We see people who jump between programs week to week. They're often chasing whatever looks compelling on their Instagram algorithm, and without a clear target of their own, someone else's content becomes their program. The second is mistaking exhaustion for progress. You work hard, you leave feeling destroyed, and that feels like it must be working, but in our experience, that's one of the fastest ways to spin your wheels for years without actually changing anything. Hard isn't always the same as effective. So what does a real training goal actually look like? It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be more specific. Things like building towards a specific strength benchmark, improving your VO2 max, hitting a running time, adding sprint speed, putting on muscle, losing a specific amount of body fat, or developing a skill you don't currently have. When there's a clear target like that, something shifts. Most people feel less like they're beating themselves into the ground every session, because usually they're not. The work has a shape to it. You know what you're doing, you know why you're doing it, and specific often beats hard. Once you have a clear goal, the process is simple, even if it's not always easy. You apply a stimulus, you reflect on how your body responded, you recover, and then you repeat. There are no perfect programs. What matters is paying attention to what's working, adjusting when things aren't working, and being honest with yourself about the difference between the two. That requires two things most people underestimate: patience and consistency. Progress happens slowly enough that it's easy to doubt if it's happening at all, but that's usually when it's working. The ones who get there are the ones who stay in it long enough to find out. Reflect on what's working, adjust what isn't, repeat. If you've been putting in the work but not seeing the results you expected, it's worth asking yourself whether you have a clear enough target to build a real plan around. That's usually where we start. Hit us up if you feel like you need some help there.